And now, worldwide provologist and international juke artist, Gary Burbank. How's it going, everybody? Smoking Cigars with Howlinblind, Buddy Slim. That's me. And I always say that with great due respect and tribute to my all-time hero, Gary Burbank. The opening of my show here haven't made a video in a while. The opening there on my channel for this video, that's how Gary Burbank opened his show probably for 27 years in Cincinnati, Ohio on WLW, 700 WLW, until he retired in December of 2007. Worldwide provologist and international juke artist. You know, I've always wondered what a worldwide provologist is. And I'm sure I'll find out the answer when I read this new book by Gary Burbank called Voices in My Head. I want to show you something. And that's not my signature, that's Gary Burbank's signature. He was in town October 16th. At the Barnes & Noble at the Summit over in Kentucky, signing his book, Voices in My Head. So I go over, because he's my hero, to buy a copy and to get the autograph and just hopefully talk with Gary Burbank for a while and get a photograph, which you saw. You saw the picture of me and Gary Burbank, and the photograph is on the opening. So I'm standing there in line, and there's this little lady in front of me, and we start talking. She introduces herself, and she tells me, "Oh, if you want a picture, let me take the picture." The photograph was taken by Kentucky governor nominee from, I think, 2000, if I'm not mistaken. Plus, she says she's getting ready to run again. So I would more than happy to, if you hear this, I would be more than happy to help you with your campaign. Peppy Martin. That photograph was taken by Peppy Martin. I wish now that I had gotten a photograph with me and Peppy Martin. But anyway, so I get the autograph book. I talk to Gary. I give him a copy of my CD. He remembered me from MySpace when I'd sent him a message and told him about the band, and I use his name as a tribute. And we talked for a little while. Then I get out of line, and I get to go over and I talk to Mason Lee Dixon and Johnny Randolph from WAKY, Wacky Radio 79. These are the guys that I used to listen to when I was younger. They're the ones who formulated my mind, as it were, and made me at that time want to become a disc jockey. I wanted to be a DJ back a long time ago. Back in the good old days in Louisville, Kentucky. And to do this, go to wacky79.com. Check it out. That's what I grew up with. We had two stations, Wacky, and then we had WKLO. And the disc jockeys would bop back and forth between the two stations, but Wacky was, in my mind, always the dominant station. People like Bill Bailey in the morning, Gary Burbank, Johnny Randolph, Mason Lee Dixon, Weird Beard. Those were the guys that I listened to when I was a kid. And what they did when they played music on the radio, I'm sure they had a list, but They played whatever the hell they wanted to, you know. And that was back in the good old days when they'd play an Elvis Presley record, followed with a Frank Sinatra record, followed by the Beatles, followed by Herman's Hermits, followed by maybe a Buck Owens record. You know, we had a country station in town at WTMT with Mark the Spark Anderson. And so we had some music going on in this town. But anyway, I digress. Got to meet Gary Burbank. Big thrill of my life. Voices in my head. Get your copy. Just some of the stories that he told, whether they're in the book or not. You know, Gary Burbank is a funny man. He's had funny incidents happen to him. He's been involved in so much when it comes to music. I'm just excited. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a short little break, and when I come back, that's when I'm going to hit on the politics, and I'm going to hit on the some of the other stuff. I'm only at 5 minutes and something here, so I'm going to come back and hit it hard. We're going to talk about net neutrality. We're going to talk about the swine flu vaccination, and we're going to talk about Carl Rove and his recent visit blaming the Democrats for everything that's wrong. So sit back, fire up your cigar, and I haven't even told you what I'm smoking today. It's my standard. It's my Hoyt Monterey Excalibur 1066 Dark Knight. Next week, I'm on vacation because October 31st, not this coming Saturday, but the following Saturday is my birthday. I turn 54 years old on October 31st. I got my driver's license. I don't have to get those renewed again now until I'm 60. But anyway, next week, starting Sunday, I declared the week of Howlinblind. To those who don't know me as Howlinblind, it's the week of Gary. And I have got in my humidor some really, really fine cigars that I have put back for just such an occasion. And of course, October 31st, we play at Air Devils Inn in Louisville, Kentucky. Come out and hear us. It's bound to be a good time, and I'll smoke my ultimate best put back saved guitar cigar for that. But anyway, like I say, hang on. Make sure you click on part 2. So I'm going to talk about net neutrality, the future of the internet, folks. The future of the internet. What you're using at this moment watching this video is being threatened by our federal government. The people who claim that they love us so much and want to do everything for us. Then we're going to talk about the swine flu vaccine, and then we're going to talk about Carl Rove. So we'll be right back. Just a minute.